All right, this is Acts 14 and 22. It says, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of Yahweh. I'd like to start off by saying, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahawashi, Kol Holoyim La, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahawashi, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone who rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect that's scattered abroad, the Akim and the Akwat that's listening in. Yahweh Ratazah, Lord willing that the lesson is edifying. It's the brother Shawab. I'm back at you with another lesson. All right. And all right, there we go. Salakia, Salakia. All right, so let me start off again. All right, like I said, going into the title, all right, the path of uh the path of righteousness. All right. You want to be taking the path of difficulty in salvation. All right. So going into this precept that I just brought out, Acts 14 and 22, and it says, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, that we must through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All right, so for us to receive the reward of the kingdom, all right, we have to enter into much tribulation, meaning nothing that we do is going to be easy task. All right, nothing is going to be easy peasy. All right, when just in life in general, when you're striving toward a goal for something, you have to work hard for that goal. All right, it's the same thing that we're going to do on this side for us to enter into the kingdom. We're going to have to work hard. We're going to have to go through the toughest battles that nobody has ever gone through. All right. You're talking about an inheritance forever. Okay. The Lord is not going to make an inheritance forever that's given on to you easy. Okay. That's why the Lord said, many are called and few are chosen. All right. Not everybody has the stomach for this truth, man. Not everybody has the power to be able to stand, all right, through the wiles of the devil. All right. And we've been given that faith to be able to conquer in the times of difficulty. Okay. So again, through much tribulation shall we enter into the kingdom. All right, let's grab this. This is Second Peter. Salakia. Second Peter's 1 and let me grab it from I'll I'll take it from the top and then I'm gonna jump down, right? It says I'll take it from 1. It says, Simon Peter, a servant and an apostle of Hamashiach Yahawashi, to them that have obtained like precious faith with us through the righteousness of Yahweh and our Savior Yahawashi Hamashiach. Grace and peace be unto you through the knowledge of Yahweh and of Yahawashi our Lord, according as his divine power has given unto us all things that pertain unto life. You see, we were given all things that pertain unto life. All right, having this truth, all right, is for you to be able to walk through that narrow path. Okay, that narrow path is you basically giving up everything on this side, all right, giving up the appetites of your flesh, all right, to be able to receive and press toward that mark of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Okay. It says, according as his divine power has given unto us all things that pertain unto life and godliness, through the knowledge of him that has called us to glory and virtue, whereby are given unto us exceeding great and precious promises. All right. You see, great and precious promises. So us getting these great and precious promises ain't nothing gonna be easy here on this side. All right. It says that might be these ye, Salaki, that by these ye might be partakers of the divine nature, having escaped the corruption that is in the world through through lust, you see? So us walking that narrow path is literally escaping all the corruption of this world, all right? Because it's easy to do wickedness, all right? So that gate is always wide and open for you. But for you to do righteous, all right, it's a hard thing. So that gate becomes narrow. You see, like the scriptures tell you, only one person can walk through that gate. Okay? Because not many people want to do righteously in the society. They are comfortable with doing wickedness. Okay? So it says, and besides this, given all diligence, add to your to temperance patience, and to patience godliness, and to godliness brotherly kindness, and to brotherly kindness charity. For if these things be in you and abound, they make you that ye shall neither be barren nor unfruitful in the knowledge of our Lord Yahweh Shah Hamashiach. You see? Because you're able to stabilize yourself with the knowledge of the Lord, man. So you're able to maneuver this narrow path, all right, that's set before us, because basically Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai is the one that's walking that path for you. All right. Scriptures talk about how the truth will be that lamp upon your feet, okay, for you to light up your path. It says, but he that lacketh these things is blind and cannot see afar off. You see, you'll be blind if you don't have these things in you. All right. So you cannot see afar off. Okay. That means you wouldn't be able to even walk through that path. Okay. And has forgotten that he was purged for his old sins. Okay. That's why we go through the straits, all right, the difficulties here on this side. Okay. Remember that we are being purged for our old sins. It says, wherefore the rather, brethren, give diligence to make your election calling sure. For if you do these things, ye shall never fail. For so an entrance shall be ministered unto you abundantly into the everlasting kingdom of the Lord, of our Lord and Savior Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. All right. So again, we're going to take that path of difficulty in salvation. Okay. Not the path that's going to lead us to death. Because the entrance, see, so shall an entrance be ministered unto you. Okay. It's been given unto us. That cheat code to be able to pass the test with flying colors. Okay. But in the process of all that, okay, we're gonna have to fight the fire. All right. The moment you come into this truth is the true battle. All right. So let's grab Second Ezra's the 7th chapter. You know what? As a matter of fact, before I do such, let's go to Matthew the 7th chapter first. Matthew the 7th chapter, and 7 and 13. It says, the narrow and wide gates. It says, enter ye in at the straight gate. Okay? So you have to enter in at the straight gate. Meaning what? The gate of difficulty. The path least expected. Okay? That's the path you want to take. You don't want to put your mindset in the path of taking the path that's least resistance. All right? You're not growing in there. You're not learning anything in there. All right? You want to take that difficult path. It says, enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction. You see? So if you follow the multitude going into the gate that's wide, that everybody could walk through, all right, it's going to lead you to destruction. If the blind lead the blind, shall they not both fall into a ditch? And many there be which go in thereat. All right. Many have been chosen, all right, to walk through that wide gate, but few have been chosen to be able to walk through the gate of fire, man. All right. That gate of hell. Nothing but troubles and tribulations and persecutions. Okay. It says, because straight is the gate. Okay. Going through the difficult stages is the way for you to make your life easier. It's difficult now, but the Lord will make it easier when the time comes. As opposed to you never turn back to the Lord, your whole entire time is going to be nothing but straight trouble. Okay? It says, because straight is the gate and narrow is the way which leadeth on to life. Okay? See, that difficult road leads you onto that life that we're all striving for. It says, and few there be that find it. Okay? Many are called and few are chosen, right? Let's grab Luke 13. And it says, let me start from 22. And he went through the cities and villages, teaching and journeying toward Jerusalem. Then said one unto him, Lord, are there few that be saved? And he said unto them, strive to enter at that straight gate. See, not only is it that you just gonna enter into this straight gate. All right. In order for you to even set foot to enter into that straight gate, you have to strive, okay, to enter into that straight gate. Meaning what? Work hard. Study to show thyself approved. All right. Prove yourself to the Lord that you are worthy to walk down that path. Okay? Because the Lord has the power to take anybody to walk down that path, man. But see, he's looking for those that seek wisdom, that seek him while he may be found. Okay? So it says, strive to enter in that straight gate. Okay? We're going to have to work hard. For many, I say unto you, will seek to enter in and shall not be able. Okay? See, we have been given the power to be able to walk in that path. Okay? The Lord said, I say unto you, right, that many will seek to enter into that gate and shall not be able. Okay? They're not even going to be able to take a peep of what that narrow path looks like. All right? Because the Lord already from the gate knows that they can't handle it. See, this is why the Lord has chosen us and we have not chosen him. He has seen something in us, all right, for us to be able, he has seen something in us that has been seen as valuable, okay, for us to be partakers of this walk. Okay? So it says, strive to enter in at that straight gate. For many, I say unto you, will seek to enter in and shall not be able. When once the master of his house is risen up and has shut to the door, and ye begin to stand without, and to knock at that door, saying, Lord, Lord, open unto us. And he shall answer and say unto you, I know you not whence ye are. Right? And it says, then shall ye begin to say, we have drunken and eaten in thy presence, and thou hast taught us in our streets. But he shall say, I tell you, I know you not whence ye are. Depart from me, all you workers of iniquity. Okay? So, again, it says, when the master of the house has risen up and has shut to the door, okay, meaning that when the time comes that the Lord's coming to bring the destruction and to take those that been walking in that narrow path, all right, he's gonna end up what? Shutting that door. Once that door is shut, all right, there's no window for you to look no more. There's no way for you to see what was that path that you were supposed to take. Okay? So it says that the time will come when these people will knock on that door, basically screaming, Lord, Lord, let me in. All right, you're going to have some that knew about Yahawashi, swear that they were believing in the Lord and teaching in the name of the Lord, but the Lord is going to look at them and tell them what? Depart from me, you workers of iniquity, which is a scary thing, a scary feeling. Okay? That's why you have to take into consideration what you have, all right, in your possession, man. Because you can't just grab your truth and hide it under a napkin, man. Right? So going back, let's go to Second Ezra, the 7th chapter. And I'll start from 1. I'm not going to read the whole chapter, but I'll read a lot of it. All right. It says, and when I made an end of speaking these words, there was sent unto me an angel which had been sent unto me the nights before. And he said unto me, up, Ezra, and hear the words that I come to tell thee. And I said, speak, my power. Then said he unto me, the sea is set in a wide place, okay, that it may be deep and great, but put the case, the entrance were narrow, okay, and like a river. Who then could go into the sea to look upon it and to rule it? If he went not through the narrow, how could he come into the broad? Okay, you see, so being able to walk through that narrow path, all right, through the trials and tribulations that we go through, all right, it makes it easy for us that when we get to the end of it, okay, usually a river starts at a certain spot and then it runs into the sea, runs into the wide. Okay, so by us being able to conquer those tribulations, those trials, when we get to an end, okay, we're able to what? We're able to enjoy that wide. Okay? Because when you're going through so much things, when you receive a reward at the end of it, all right, it's worth it. It's given to you, all right, and you feel good about it. Okay, because it wasn't just handed over to you. All right, how can something be handed over to you and you not learn about it? Okay, so again, it says the sea is set in a wide place that it might be deep and great. Okay, it says, but put the case, the entrance were narrow and like a river. Who could then go into the sea to look upon it and to rule it? You see, so if you could get through that whole entire river, that path, when you get to the end, all right, you're able to rule everything around you, man. Okay, that's why the Lord is going to have us, Lord willing, we those men, we will be the ruling bodies. All right, we will be the judges of the ruling body. Okay, because now we were able to conquer all those things, just like Yahawashi was. We were able to conquer that flesh, which is the most difficult thing, all right, in this narrow ass path, is you fighting yourself. along with everything else on the outside. Okay? But you can stay away from the things on the outside by disconnecting yourself from those things. But one thing you can't disconnect yourself is from this flesh. All right. So the hardest battle is yourself. Okay. It says, there is also another thing. A city is builded and set upon a broad field, and it's full of all good things. So there's a city builded, a kingdom waiting for you at the end of that narrow path. Okay, that's why when you make it through that narrow path, when you get to the end of it, all right, shit, you can do whatever you want there. You can run all through that wide gate. All right, because you made the difficult gate first, as opposed to the rest of this world's gonna walk in that wide gate. All right, because they don't want to go through nothing that's difficult. They just want it to be handed over to them. Okay. But it said, there is also another thing. A city is builded and set upon a broad field, and is full of all good things. The entrance thereof is narrow, and is set in a dangerous place to fall. You see, we're troubled on every side here, man. Okay, everything that's around us can lead us to our destruction. That's why this path is so hard. Again, it's hard to do the right thing, man. It's easy to do the wicked things, the wrong thing, right? It says the entrance thereof is narrow and is set in a dangerous place to fall, like as if there were a fire on the right hand and on the left a deep water, okay? Meaning that you could walk through this path you're going to walk, you could get burnt on any side. You could burn on any side and you could drown on any side, okay? Both meaning what? That you can fall at any time. Okay, but the Lord has given us a certain spirit, all right, to be able to walk in that path. Okay, what did the Lord say? That he will give us things that we will be able to bear. Okay, this is 1 Corinthians 10 and 10 and 12, it says, wherefore let him that thinketh he stand, that he standeth, take heed lest he fall. There has no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man. But Yahweh is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able. You see, you rather suffer in the narrow path than to have Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai make you suffer. Okay? Because see, that's you acknowledging your ways and taking control of your ways and you know what, taking it the way it comes and basically handling it for knowing that you were going off. Okay? It says, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape. So in this narrow path that we're going through all the trials and tribulations, through the difficult stages, all right, through all the temptations, the Lord's going to make a way for us to escape through that narrow path, right? Because we're following in the ways of the light, that ye may be able to bear it, okay? The Lord chose you for a reason, man, because he knows that you're strong enough to bear everything that the Lord is going to bring upon you. Okay? So, going back, 2nd Ezra 7 and 7, the entrance thereof is narrow. Okay, when you go, let's go into that word narrow. Word etymology online, narrow. It says narrow, straight, confined, constricted, not spacious, limited. Yeah, because we're limited. All right, in this path, we're limited for only few mistakes, man. There's no room for fuck-ups in here. Okay? You're talking about a narrow path. In the narrow path, if you fuck up, you're going to fall. There's no room for slips. Okay? It says, not spacious. Okay? Meaning that what? Not everybody's going to be able to walk in that path with you. That's why the Lord said it's a one only path. Lord told you have to work out your own salvation. You ain't here to work out anybody else's salvation but yourself. Okay? It says limited, petty. Okay? Poor. Whoo. The Lord deal with the poor. Okay? So he gives you a poor, narrow path that suits you. Okay? These people of the world ain't poor, man. They're rich in the riches of and pleasures of this world. But we have disconnected ourselves from those things, making it a difficult path for us to walk. Because again, it's easy to do the wrong thing, right? It says restricted, oppressive. See, in this narrow path, we're not only are we oppressed by Esau in this narrow path, but hey, you're being oppressed by YAHAWAH'S Yahawashi for the righteous oppression. Okay? A righteous oppression of basically being a process of purification. So when the Lord comes, all right, he has made you what? Perfect, without blemish, and has found you worthy according to his liking. Okay? For you to be able to be saved. All right? It says, causing anxiety of that which restricts free action of body or mind. Going in this path, all right, it puts you into subjection to YAHAWAH'S Yahawashi. Okay? You're being put into subjection. Just like, as a matter of fact, let's grab that real quick. This is 1 Corinthians, the 9th chapter, and 24. It says, know ye not that they which run in a race run all, and taking that narrow path is you running in the race. But one receiveth the prize. Why? Because one can only go through at a time. So run that ye may obtain. All right? Walk through that straight path, through that difficult narrow passage. All right? But one receiveth the prize, so run that ye may obtain. And every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things, balanced in all things. Okay? Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown. Okay? That's why the people that don't take that narrow passage gonna walk to that gate that's wide open. Okay? Because they do it for a corruptible crown. All right? They do it in a carnal sense, living in the flesh. Okay? A corruptible crown is a crown of the flesh. Okay? But an incorruptible crown is of the spirit. Okay? Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible. I therefore so run, not as uncertainly. Okay, you're gonna run in this race with confidence. Okay, not uncertainly, not unsure, not in doubt, not without faith. Okay, so fight I not as one that beateth the air. Okay, yeah, because if you're coming into this thing uncertain, all right, you're not in the fight. You're not in the battle. You're fighting literally air. All right? Because there's no goal there. It says, but I keep under my body and bring it into subjection. You see? Lest that by any means when I have preached to others, I myself should be a castaway. Okay? So we have to learn to bring our bodies into subjection. Okay? Especially when walking that narrow passage. Okay? Not bringing your whole full self into subjection can sidetrack you off of that passage, man. Distract you, and then you fall off. All right? So going back to 2nd Ezra 7:7, the entrance thereof is narrow and is set in a dangerous place to fall, like as if it were a fire on the right hand and on the left a deep water. And one only path between them both, even between the fire and the water. so small that could but one man go there at once. If this city now were given unto a man for an inheritance, this kingdom, all right, if he shall never pass through the danger set before it, how shall he receive this inheritance? See, we have to go through the troubles to prove to Yahweh B'Ashem Yahushua that we were worthy, okay, of taking that path. It's almost like saying at the end, you could say, Yahweh B'Ashem Yahushua, I told you I could conquer that. You see? That's the reason why he pretty much called you and chose you into this truth. Because he knew that you were able to pass through that narrow passage, man. He knew you would do whatever it takes, all right, for you to receive that salvation. These people ain't ready to do that. These people ain't ready to do whatever it takes, man, by all means necessary. Okay? These people are ready just to be, you know, everything handed over to them. That's why Esau, when the time comes, when he comes and brings in his new world order, he's just going to hand it right over to your hands, because your hands are going to be out like this waiting, you see? While we're pretty much begging and walking on our knees through that narrow passage, searching for the end of the tunnel, because at the end of the tunnel there awaits what? All right? Salvation. Okay? It says, what the hell? Hold on. Right? So it says, if this city now were given unto a man for an inheritance, if he shall never pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive this inheritance? You see, and that's what Yahushua did. All right, when Yahushua came on the scene, man, you had to conquer his flesh. Do you know how spiritually in tune you have to be to basically block out everything of the world, and you constantly just walking in that straight path? Okay. It says, and I said, it is so, Lord. Then said he unto me, even so also is Israel's portion, because for their sakes I made the world. You see? So the Lord made the world for our sakes. You think the Lord was just going to hand it over to us that easy? Nah, man. All right, we had to learn righteousness and wickedness for us to be able to go and enjoy the kingdom. We basically had to be wicked all our lives so that when righteousness was given to us, we were able to glory in it, man. Okay. What we've been given is a beautiful thing, man. Not everybody has the gift of faith, all right, to be able to continue forward. Okay. Faith is going to be the main thing that you're going to have to use in this narrow path. Because when the shit gets going and it feels like the Lord ain't dealing with you, that's where you're really going to be tested on your faith, man. Them unfortunate situations. Okay. It says, because for their sakes I made the world, and when Adam transgressed my statutes, then was decreed that now is done. Then were the entrances of this world made narrow. Yeah, because in the beginning we were perfect. All right, there was no narrow passages, man. We knew how to walk in that way. But the moment that Eve, Adam went through what they went through, all right, now those passages were made narrow. Okay, it wasn't meant for everybody to go through it now. Okay, only the elect was going to be able to walk through that path. The rest is going to be multitude that's going to perish in vain. They're going to try to walk through that passage, but 2 steps and that's it. They tip over to the left or tip over to the right. Okay, they're not made to endure. It says, because for their sakes I made the world, and when Adam transgressed my statutes, then was decreed that now is done. Then were the entrances of this world made narrow, full of sorrow and travail. They are but few and evil, full of perils and very painful. Okay? You see, so the narrow passage has nothing but sorrows, travail. It says they are but few and evil. All right, because honestly, the trials that we go through are few. They just feel like they forever. All right, just like the scriptures say, no chastening. All right, no chastening of the Lord seem joyous. KJV. This is Hebrews 12 and 11. Not now, no chastening for the present seemeth to be joyous, but grievous. Nevertheless, afterward it yielded the peaceable fruit of righteousness unto them which are exercised thereby. You see? So the Lord chastises us, right? So we can later yield that peaceable fruit, all right, and be able to give it on to the next, okay? That's exactly what we basically are being put in. Exercises, man. We are exercising our mind, all right, to be able to walk through that narrow passage. All right. So again, it says the entrances of this world are made narrow, full of sorrow and travail. They are but few, okay, and evil. All right. They're literally few, okay, the trials and tribulations we go through. But because they're so heavy, okay, so intense, again, it feels like it's forever, okay? It says full of perils and very painful. For the entrances of the elder world were wide and sure, okay? It's a sure house. This truth is a sure thing, okay? By the sure mercies of David, by sure promises that were given unto our people, okay? It says, for the entrances of the elder world were wide and sure and brought immortal fruit. Okay, because everything written here is faithful and true. So if you abide by it, okay, there should be no problem on your path, man. Even when tribulations come to you, all right, you're able to what? Conquer those. It says, if then they that live labor not and to enter these straight and vain things, they can never receive those things that are laid up for them. You see, we have to conquer the flesh first, man, to receive the things that we were striving for in the spirit, so it can actually become a reality when you reach it. Okay? It says, if then they that live labor not to enter these straight and vain things, they can never receive those things that are laid up for them. Going back to what I just read in Luke 13, all right, it says strive to enter in at that straight gate. You see, you have to work hard. All right. So going back, 2nd Ezra 7 and 14, if then they that live labor not to enter these straight and vain things, they can never receive those that are laid up for them. Okay. That's why you have to lose your life on this side. Okay. Matter of fact, let me grab that. This is Mark 8. $34. It says, and when he had called the people unto him with the disciples also, he said unto them, whosoever will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. For whosoever will save his life shall lose it. All right. And this narrow path, man, it doesn't feel like you're going to be saved. That's how hard this narrow path is, man. But it's all right. All right. Because scriptures say, he that saves his life shall lose his life. Okay. But he that loses his life, okay, for YAHAWAH'S sake, is going to be able to what? Is going to be able to save it. All right. It says, for whosoever will save his life shall lose it, but whosoever shall lose his life for my sake and the gospel's, the same shall save it. Okay. For what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? These people that are going to walk through that straight, that wide gate that everybody's walking through, all right, they're doing it to profit themselves, all right, to gain the things of this world. But what does it really gain? What are you gaining if you're losing your whole entire soul, man? Okay. If you're joining the pleasures of sin for a season just to be destroyed at the end of it, to not to receive the true pleasures of this world, okay? Because the pleasures of this world is vain, but the pleasures of above, all right, are hey, you can't even fathom them, okay? Like it tells you in let me grab that real quick, Romans 8:18, and it says, let me get it from 13. It says, for if ye live after the flesh, you shall die. But if you through the Spirit do mortify the deeds of the body, ye shall live. For as many as are led by the Spirit of Yahweh, they are the sons of Yahweh. For ye have not received the spirit of bondage again to fear, but ye have received the spirit of adoption, whereby we cry, Abba, Father. The Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of Yahweh. And if children, then heirs, heirs of Yahweh, and joint heirs with Hamashiach, if so be that we suffer with him. That's that straight gate, right? That we may be also glorified together. For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not to be worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. Okay? So the sufferings that we walk, that we go through on this walk, on this narrow passage, right? It ain't nothing it's nothing to compare to what we're going to receive as the reward, man. That's why the Lord has made that narrow passage so hard for you, man. To receive such a great reward, shit, you better work for that. Okay? So going back, right? If then they that live labor not to enter these straight, 2 Ezra 7:14, and vain things, they can never receive those that are laid up for them. Now therefore, why disquietest thou thyself, seeing thou art but a corruptible man? And why art thou moved, whereas thou art but mortal? Why hast thou not considered in thy mind this thing that is to come, rather than what which is present? Then answered, and see, walking through that through that narrow passage makes you forget about the world, all right? Because it's a one only passage. So there ain't nobody around you, man. It's just you, yourself, and Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, man. So walking through that narrow passage is already disconnecting you from the rest of this world. Okay? So it says, then answered I and said, O Lord, that bearest rule, O Salakia. Now therefore, why disquietest thou thyself, seeing that thou art but a corruptible man? And why art thou moved, whereas thou art but mortal? Why hast thou not considered in thy mind this thing that is to come, rather than which is present? Then answered I and said, O Lord, that bearest rule, that has ordained in thy law that the righteous should inherit these things, but that the ungodly should perish. Nevertheless, the righteous shall suffer, Salakia. The righteous shall suffer straight things. See? Difficult tasks, man. Things that none of these other people out here are gonna be able to bear, man. Because they weren't given that hard skin to be able to take it. Okay, take the pain that comes your way. All right, you need to have that thick skin to walk in this path. Okay, it says, nevertheless, the righteous shall suffer straight things and hope for the wide. Okay, suffering through the straight things, right? Through the narrow path, going through the hard difficulties, is going to make our hope wide as hell at the end. All right, you're going to be able to run through all of that, okay? Because you got through that difficult path, okay? So it says, for they that have done wickedly have suffered the straight things, and yet shall not see the wide. See, because we're all going to have to go through the straight gates, man. When the time comes that, all right, we're walking through it right now, but it's going to even get worse and harder when the time that all hell breaks loose out here, okay? But see, us walking to that straight path from the get-go, all right, taking heed of that straight path from the beginning that we came into this truth, all right, we were able to what? We were able to conquer that, right? And we were able to run into that gate that had the hope, okay? That wide gate of hope. But those that don't take heed of the word, they're going to suffer just like we did. But when they're done suffering, all right, there's no reward there waiting for you. You're just going to keep continuing to suffer. That's why you're going to be left right here with this place where your ass wanted to be. Okay? The Lord is looking for those that's taking that path, man, that want to take that path that nobody else wants to take. It says, and he said unto me, there is no judge above Yahweh, and none that has understanding above the highest. For there be many that perish in this life, because they despise the law of Yahweh that is set before them. For Yahweh has, see, that straight, that narrow path. All right, here it is. The Lord put 1,000,000,000 signs right before that narrow path, telling you this is the way. Here it is. Walk through it. But our people so brainwashed that they don't see it. They don't see that gate. They don't see that door. Okay, they see just this area where they see the multitude. They follow in the multitude to do evil, basically. All right. It says, for there be many that perish in this life because they despise the law of Yahweh that is set before them. For Yahweh has given straight commandments to such as came, what they should do to live. You see? The Lord told us to walk that narrow passage, but with us also walking that narrow passage, he gave you the manual. He gave you everything you needed to walk down that path, man. Okay? Take your time walking down that path, being temperate. Shit, you got to sleep on the way of that path. Just set yourself up a little tent and take your ass to sleep and get your rest in there. All right? But get your ass up and keep walking through that path. Never stop. Okay? It says, nevertheless, for Yahweh has given straight commandments to such as came what they should do to live, even as they came, and what they should do and what they should observe to avoid punishment. Nevertheless, they were not obedient unto him, but spake against him and imagined vain things. Going into these 2/3, and deceived themselves by their wicked deeds, and said of the Most High that he is not, and knew not his ways. But his law have they despised, and denied his covenants, and his statutes have they not been faithful, and have not performed his works. You see, you didn't perform that walk that the Lord wanted you to walk in. Okay? So it says, yeah, I'll keep reading a little bit more. It says, and therefore Ezra's for the empty are empty things. You see? For the empty are empty things. You're going to go through all this shit, and at the end, there's no reward for you. You empty-handed. Okay? But for the full are fullness. Okay? We were full of trials and tribulation, and we walked through it. So at the end of that gate, that reward of fullness is waiting for you, man. Everything that you have desired and you asked for is going to be given to you. On top of that, 100-fold. On top of that, immortality. Okay? You can't compare the rewards to the shit that you get when you are wicked, man. It says, but therefore Ezra's for the empty are empty things, and for the fool are the fool things. Behold, the time shall come that these tokens which I have told thee shall come to pass, and the bride shall appear, and she coming forth shall be seen, that now is withdrawn from the earth. And whosoever is delivered from the foresaid evils shall see my wonders. For my son Yahushua shall be revealed with those that be with him, and they that remain shall rejoice within 400 years. All right, but that was the point I wanted. I didn't want to go past that, actually. All right, so it says, and whosoever is delivered from the foresaid evils shall see my wonders, man. You're going to see the wonders. You're going to see the rewards that the Lord has stored for you, man. All right, and you're going to be able to glorify. You're going to be able to glory, okay, in those in those riches, man. Why wouldn't you be it? Well, why wouldn't you be able to? When you run a real race, all right, or let's just say any type of competition in the world, when you're done and you are the winner, you are going to celebrate. That's what we're gonna be doing. Hell yeah, we're gonna celebrate that we just walked that narrow ass passage that nobody else wanted to go through. Okay? None of these people can even wrap their head around what the hell we went through, man. They look at us now and they think we just bugged out. We just some poor ass bums that don't have nothing, have no wives, have no families and shit. We have all of that, man. But the thing is that we gave up everything on this side, all right, to be able to walk through that narrow passage and receive the rewards. Okay? Matter of fact, let me grab that. Where's it at? Hold on real quick. Now, be my disciple. Oh, I knew it. Too much. Give me 1 second. He cannot be my disciple, KJV. This is Luke 14. Let me grab it from 14 and 24. It says, for I say unto you that none of those men which were bidden shall taste of my supper. Yeah, many are called and few are chosen. Only the few are going to taste that supper. All right. The rest, they were bidden to the marriage. They were bidden to the supper, but they didn't take heed. They didn't want to eat. All right. You rather eat you rather eat the worldly food, all right, than to eat the food of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Okay. You rather eat the bread and honey of this world, all right, than to eat the true bread and honey of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Okay, so none of those that didn't want to take that straight path, okay, when that time comes, you're not gonna eat. It says, and there went great multitudes with him, and he turned and he said unto them, if any man come to me and hate not his father and mother and wife and children and brethren and sisters, yeah, and his own life also, he cannot be my disciple. Okay, and that doesn't literally mean to go out there and hate your family. No, we're not going to hate our family. All right, but what it means is that Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai comes first. Okay, nothing comes first before Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Okay, that's your first priority at all times. So that's what it means that if you are choosing the things of this world, your family, anything else other than Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua first, then you cannot be his disciple, man. You cannot be one that's worthy to walk that narrow passage, man, because on that narrow passage, you're going to go through that. You're going to lose your friends, your family, your friends, your family, your wives, your husbands, whatever, that don't believe on the way. All right? But that's part of that fire that we have to walk, man. Because those are the things that, like it tells you in the parable of the sower, those that get caught up with the cares of this life, okay? they end up what? They end up falling away from the truth. They endure for a little bit, but when persecution comes, all right, when them trials and tribulations come, all right, when they start to walk down that narrow passage and they start to realize, like, damn, I don't think I can make it through here. Why? Because you're walking through that passage with doubt. All right, and doubt is the devil's playground. Okay. Shalom, sister. Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shah Barakatah. It says, and whosoever does not bear his cross and come after me cannot be my disciple. You have to bear your cross every day. All right. To bear your cross is to suffer every single day. Okay. When the Lord was bearing his cross, what was he doing that whole time? He was suffering through that. So we have to suffer and bear our own cross through that narrow passage, man. Basically carrying that heavy cross right through that narrow passage. Okay? It says, for which of you intended to build the tower sitteth not down first and counted the cost? You have to count the cost of this truth of what you're being involved with, man. All right? If you count the cost and it's not meant for you, don't even try it. All right? It's better that you have fear of the Lord and not much wisdom than to have all this wisdom and go out there and go off, all right, and transgress the law. All right, it says, and count at the cost, whether he has sufficient to finish it. When you do anything in life, you have to be prepared mentally, all right, saying to yourself, all right, can I do this? Is this for me? All right, can I proceed with it? If you can't, then it ain't for you. It says, less happily after he has laid the foundation and is not able to finish it, all that behold it began to mock him. And that's what's going to happen, man. You're going to be mocked trying to walk a path that you're not ready for. Okay? A path that you don't want to be righteous in. All right? And you just want to continually be wicked. All right? What's going to happen is you're going to get left behind. Everybody's going to mock you. You started to walk that path. All right, but you didn't finish. You gave up in the race. It says, saying this man began to build and was not able to finish. Okay? So you walk this path, you keep walking. All right? No breaks. You keep fighting through it. All right? And if you have the stability of Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shah, the Lord told you, you're never going to get weary, man. All right? Even through all this, like the scriptures say that it wore out the saints. All right, yeah, we get worn out, but you know what? We're still carrying on. Because the Lord, even though we're weary in the flesh and the mind, all right, the Lord has given us that energy to continue to keep pushing through it. All right, let me grab this. This is let me grab Proverbs 9. This is Proverbs 9 and 6. And it says, forsake the foolish and live and go in the way of understanding. You see? That's what we want to do. Forsake the foolish ways. Okay? When you forsake the foolish ways, you are walking down that narrow path. Okay? This is Isaiah 55. Isaiah 55 and 6, it says, seek ye the Lord Yahweh while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near. Let the wicked forsake his way. Okay? Let the wicked walk in their own wicked ass path. And the unrighteous man his thoughts. And let him return unto the Lord Yahweh. Okay? Let him return unto the Lord Yahweh, and he will have mercy upon him and to our power, for he will abundantly pardon. Okay? For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, saith the Lord Yahweh. Okay? So you want the wicked to change their ways, man. Change their minds. right? And now no longer walking in that wide gate, all right, but walking through that narrow passage, all right, to obtain life and salvation. Let me grab real quick. See something. So like a couple more scriptures and I'm gonna end it. Matter of fact, yeah, let me bring this real quick. Should have read it before. I should have kept reading down. This is Luke 14:31, and it says, "Oh, what king going to make war against another king sitteth not down first and consulteth whether he be able with 10,000 to meet him that cometh against him with 20,000?" All right. Same thing. You got to count the cost. You're not about to go to war, all right, and you ain't got the men to go out there to go in the battle against thousands and thousands of soldiers. It says, "Or else, while the other is yet a great way off, he sendeth an embassage and desireth conditions of peace. So likewise, whosoever he be of you that forsaketh not all that he has, he cannot be my disciple." You see, going back into what we was just reading. Damn, that shit cold as hell. All right, going back into what we was reading. All right, you have to forsake everything, and to forsake everything is to walk down that path. Okay, this is Acts. This is Acts 3:19. All right, because this is why we walk down that narrow path. It says, "Repent ye therefore and be converted, that your sins may be blotted out, when the times of refreshing shall come from the presence of the Lord. And he shall send Yahawashi HaMashiach, which before was preached unto you." All right. So this is why we walk down that path, man, so we can be able to have our transgressions and sins blotted out when the time comes of refreshing. All right. When the time comes for us to be given that kingdom. All right. That's when we're going to be refreshed. We're going to be beamed up into them chariots if we're found worthy, and then we're going to be given the what? The new bodies. Okay? This is Ephesians 2 and 2. It says, because this is what's going to separate you, all right, from walking in that narrow passage, then from walking right into the wide gate where everybody's at. It says 2:1, "And you has he quickened, who were dead in trespasses and sins, where in time past ye walked according to the course of this world, according to the prince of the power of the air, and the spirit that now worketh in the children of disobedience, among whom also we all had our conversations in time past in the lust of our flesh, fulfilling desires of the flesh and of the mind, and were by nature the children of wrath, even as others." Okay? So when you transform your mind from the ways of thinking of this society, all right, that's how you begin to walk down that narrow passage, man. Because in that narrow passage of you getting away from the ways of the society, all those things are going to try to come back to try to draw you back into it. Okay? But we're no longer walking in the ways of the flesh no more, right? The course of this world. All right. We're not walking after the lust of these things. That's why we're able to walk in that narrow passage, because that narrow passage is a one only passage. There's nothing around you. Okay. It's just you walking through that path. Okay. So you have been disconnected from all that. Right. So we're no longer walking in those ways. And by not walking in those ways, you are able to receive the goodly things that the Lord has in store for you. Now, this is Philippians 3. Mm. 15. 14. It's 13, my bad. Brethren, I count not myself to have apprehended, but this one thing I do, forgetting those things which are behind. You see? Like it tells you in Philippians, oh, as a matter of fact, hold on, 3 and 8, right here. Yep. What things were gained to me, those I counted loss for Yahushua sake. Yet doubtless, and I count all things but loss for the excellency of the knowledge of Hamashiach, Yahushua my Lord, for whom I have suffered the loss of all things, and do count them but dung, that I may win Yahushua Hamashiach. You see? That's why we're walking through that straight gate, man, through all the troubles that we go through, so we can win over Yahushua, man. 14, I press toward the mark for the prize of the high call. 13, brethren, I count not myself to be apprehended, but this one thing I do, forgetting those things which are behind and reaching forth unto those things which are before. I press toward the mark for the prize of the high calling of Yahushua Hamashiach. Let us therefore, as many as be perfect, be thus minded. And if in any thing ye be otherwise minded, Yahweh shall reveal even this unto you. Nevertheless, whereto we have all already attained, let us walk by the same rule. Let us mind the same thing. Brethren, be followers together of me. Okay, see, the Lord walked that same straight path. We got to walk that same straight path. Be followers together of me, and mark them which walk so as ye have us for an example. For many walk, of whom I have told you often, and now tell you even weeping, that they are the enemies of the cross of Hamashiach. Okay, whose end is destruction, whose power is their belly, and whose glory is in their shame, who mind earthly things. You see, the people of the earth mind earthly things, but those of the spirit mind the things of the spirit. Okay, so that's what happens when you don't walk down that path. Your end is going to be straight destruction. Why? Because your God, everything you idolize is of this world. All right, is of your belly. Okay, which is your shame. Let me grab last couple and I end it. This is John 12. Let me see real quick. John 12. Yep. 12 and 23. It says, Yahushua answered them, saying, the hour is come that the Son of Man should be glorified. And we're, hey man, that hour is right around the corner. All right. Verily, verily, I say unto you, except a corn of wheat fall into the ground and die, it abideth alone. But if it die, it bringeth forth much fruit. He that loveth his life shall lose it, and he that hateth his life in this world, okay, shall keep it unto life eternal. If any man serve me, let him follow me, and where I am, there shall also my servant be. If any man serve me, him will my Father honor. All right. So, hey, man, we got to lose everything on the side and walk that narrow passage of difficult times for us to receive the salvation that is, hey, man, that you can't even fathom, man. All right. So keep walking in that path, keep pushing, no matter how hard it gets. All right. What does the scripture say? When I am weak, I am strong. All right. When you're at your weakest point, all right, it's your strongest point, because that's when you're going to call upon Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah the most. Okay? And best believe in this walk of ours, going through that narrow passage, man. That's why we got to pray without ceasing, man. We got to constantly call on Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. All right? Because at any given moment in the middle of that passage, man, you could just fall to the left or the right. Okay? And if you fall to the left or the right, it's not guaranteed you come back. Okay? It is not guaranteed that you come back when you fall out. All right? The just man shall fall 7 times and get back up. All right, but the wicked, all right, gonna fall into mischief. That's why it's important, all right, to take heed of the word. All right, so that's pretty much the point. All right, Lord willing that the lesson was edifying. Salakia was a little winded, all over the place. That's always me. I always say I want to do something for 5 minutes, 2 minutes, and next thing you know, it's a whole hour later. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But hey, Lord willing, you were edified. So with that being said, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Kol Haloyim La, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone who rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect that scattered abroad, the Akim and the Akwat that was listening in. Yahweh Ratazah, Lord willing that the lesson was edifying. The next one, Shalom, Shalom, Sister Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai Barakatah.